For over 4,000 years, the pyramids of Egypt have guarded their secrets, silent, immovable, eternal. But what if I told you their greatest secret hasn't been discovered yet? What if something inside those stones is still alive? My name is Dr. Samir Al-Najjar, Egyptologist and researcher. And last year, during a government-approved scan of the Great Pyramid of Giza, we found something that shouldn't exist. In 2024, we used a new muon scanning technology. It detects tiny density changes inside massive structures. For months, we scanned every chamber, every corridor of the Great Pyramid. At first, nothing unusual. But then, deep above the king's chamber, we detected a void. A massive hidden chamber, never documented, never explored. It wasn't just empty space. The readings showed strange metallic reflections, materials that shouldn't exist. In 2500 BC, the Egyptian ministry approved an exploration probe. We drilled a hole no wider than a pen and sent in a camera. What we saw changed everything. The chamber was perfectly preserved. The walls were covered in hieroglyphs that didn't match any known dynasty. At the center stood a black stone sarcophagus, smooth as glass, untouched by time. And carved above it were symbols that no Egyptologist could translate. But one phrase in faint ancient Coptic stood out: "He who disturbs the silence awakens the breathless one." We thought it was a warning. But scientists love answers more than fear, so we opened it. The moment the lid lifted, every light in the chamber flickered. The instruments began to fail. Radiation spikes, temperature drops, even static in the radio feed. Inside the sarcophagus lay not a mummy, but something encased in crystalline material, half human, half unrecognizable. Its chest shimmered faintly, like something pulsing inside. I leaned closer, and for a second, I swore it moved. Suddenly, the chamber lights burst. Darkness swallowed us. Then came a sound, like breathing. Slow, deep, ancient. We sealed the chamber and fled. 2 hours later, the government ordered a total lockdown. Our footage was confiscated. Our data deleted. They told the media it was a false reading, but I know what I saw. And I wasn't the only one. 2 of my team members disappeared that week. Another was found dead in his apartment, lungs collapsed, eyes blackened, like he suffocated without air. When I asked to revisit the site, I was told the chamber does not exist.
Forget it!
Months later, while reviewing our data, I found something. In the last frame before the feed cut out, there was a reflection, a face in the black stone wall behind us. It wasn't human, and behind that face, faintly glowing, was another line of hieroglyphs we hadn't seen before. It said, "The builders never left. They wait for the breathless one to rise." Now, every night, I hear the same low breathing sound through my equipment, even when it's turned off. The coordinates match the Great Pyramid's core, and when I close my eyes, I can still feel that heartbeat beneath the desert. Maybe the pyramids weren't tombs. Maybe they were prisons. They say Egypt's monuments were built for the dead. But what if they were built to keep something from living again? The desert remembers everything, and the pyramids never sleep.